Hi everybody, and thank you for tuning in again. I'm mindful that I want to be able to produce part 3 of my 8-part Abu Dhabi fix presentation, and I want to do that quite soon. Prior to doing that, I wanted to evidence the safety car deployments where lapped cars have been in situ, and I've done 8 parts of my safety car for dummies series evidencing what has taken place since 2012. There's still a lot more to do on that, but I want to move on with part 3, and prior to that I need to show you this. Now, Michael Masi became the full-time race director in 2019. His role of becoming the trainee race director started in 2018. So he had this apprenticeship year under Charlie Whiting. In 2018, there were 5 races where the safety car was deployed and lapped cars were in situ, so they unlapped them. Those were Australia, China, Azerbaijan, Great Britain and Germany. On F1 TV, Tracker View is not available for 2018, so I cannot show you them in this manner. So Tracker View begins on F1 TV in 2019, which is the year that Masi became the race director full-time. Charlie Whiting sadly died prior to the Australian Grand Prix at the start of the 2019 season, making Masi the full-time race director. At Spain 2019, I'm going to show you what Masi did. And I say Masi, there are, as we have shown in the Safety Car for Dummies series, there are at least 10 people in total, maybe more, people, FIA personnel in Formula One race control at any given Grand Prix. So it's not just Masi on his own. There are 10 people in the room, at least 9 people around Masi that both know the rules of the sport, know the processes, know the procedures, are all party to the procedures. They know what they are, they know why they do them. Okay, let us be clear about that. They know what they are doing. You don't get to be in such a role if you are a novice. Okay, there is a process to get to such a position at what is billed as being the pinnacle of the sport. They don't just pull in anybody off the street that doesn't have a clue what they're doing, that doesn't know what any of these processes are about, and they're just sat there looking at a screen aimlessly, not knowing. These people know. They're employed by the FIA. Okay, bear that in mind. This is not just Masi, this is all of the people in race control that know what I'm about to show you. So, I'm going to take you this video through Spain 19. I'm going to do videos on Germany 19, Singapore 19, Russia 19, Brazil 19, Austria 2020, Eiffel 2020, Emilia Romagna 2020, Sakir 2020, Azerbaijan 21, and finally Abu Dhabi 2021. They are the 11 occasions where Masi was the race director and the safety car was deployed and lapped cars were in situ, and I'm going to talk you through Masi's decision making as this took place. Now, what you're looking at on the screen is the Spanish Grand Prix Tracker View 2019. We're on approximately lap 44 of 64, I believe it is. It's something like that. So around about 20 laps of the race to go. At turn 2, there is a collision between Stroll and Norris, taking the cars out of the race, causing a safety car. At the moment of this collision takes place, Lewis Hamilton is the leader of the race. Lewis Hamilton is in between turns 4 and turns 5. He is the green looking dot that I'm trying to wave at now. Look at the car ahead of Lewis Hamilton. It's the blue dot of Alex Albon. Look at the car behind Lewis Hamilton. It's the orange dot of Carlos Sainz. Those two cars are racing one another. Sainz is trying to catch Albon. What we know is this: once a safety car is deployed, the safety car picks up the leader, meaning the car in front of the leader can disappear around the track and catch the back of what will be the safety car snake, and the car that's held back behind the leader is now effectively an entire lap behind that car. The whole purpose of the unlapping process is to ensure that that does not happen. Okay, it's not so that they get out of the way of the race between the leaders. It's to ensure that a safety incident doesn't result in a car where it's, in this instance, is about 12 to 13 seconds behind Sainz, is about 12 seconds behind Albon, 13 seconds behind Albon with 20 laps to go. He's still in a race with Albon. Okay? Once a safety car is deployed, he will lose the best part of a lap on Albon. And you cannot allow a safety situation to create that situation. That is key. Things to note in this one. At this stage, Giovinazzi, Russell and Kubica are all 2 laps down. So whilst they are classed as lapped cars, they will not be allowed to unlap themselves twice. This is where the race director makes a discretionary decision to say, okay, we restore sporting fairness to all competitors. However, once you are effectively 2 laps down, you're not really contesting for the race win. You've kind of got yourself too far behind to make all that ground back. So whilst you'll get a lap back when the lapped cars are released, you're not going to get more than that back. Okay, so we're not going to keep them lapping behind the safety car while you unlap yourself twice. Okay, so that is the discretionary element of this. There's nothing in the rules written to state that. It's the discretionary element of it. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tab this forward at 10-second intervals and just show you what actually takes place. So this is just at the moment of the incident. The safety car will be declared as we go around the lap. So let's just see what happens. So what we've got here, coming up to finish the lap now, is Albon is at turn 14, Hamilton is between 12 and 13, and Sainz here is at turn 10. Now, once I tab it forward 10, Albon is just about to go into the pits. Okay, so the blue dot is just on the start-finish straight, and he's about to go into the pits. Hamilton is at turn 14, and he will go into the pits as well. Sainz is back here at turn 12 at the moment.
Speaking there, but
let me tab it forward. So you'll see the blue dot has disappeared. He's not further down the track. It's because he's in the pits. Hamilton is just on pit entry. He will disappear as well. So watch what happens. Okay, so then 2 dots have disappeared.
I think.
Oh God, I don't want to be playing this. I want to be tabbing it forward. So Sainz didn't pit. Giovinazzi, the burgundy dot, didn't pit, and Hamilton has emerged from the pits, but Giovinazzi has managed to kind of go past whilst Hamilton was in the pits, which means Giovinazzi is now only 1 lap behind. However, Russell and Kubica still remain 2 laps behind. Alex Albon, who pitted ahead of Hamilton, must have had an issue in the pits, and Hamilton, who went into the pits after Albon, has emerged out of the pits ahead of Albon, which means now, effectively, Albon is lapped. Okay, Sainz didn't pit, so therefore he has unlapped himself. Okay, at this stage, so there's been a reversal from where we started. He might, as we go round, Sainz might pit, but let's have a look and let's play this through. The safety car has been deployed at this stage. So you will see that different cars will enter the pits. You can look at the bar down the right hand side and you can see which cars have gone into the pits to change tyres. So Leclerc and Raikkonen and Russell are currently in the pits, and then Gasly's gone into the pits, Grosjean's gone into the pits, so on and so forth. And what you can see is the pack is beginning to bunch behind Hamilton. So we've got Albon, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Perez all bunching up behind Hamilton because they're all lapping at safety car speed now. Now, Sainz, he's quite a fair way ahead of Hamilton now. So now would be the time to pit Sainz, and so he can get in and out of the pits before getting lapped. We'll see if they don't do it, but that would be the sort of thing to do. Okay, you can see the safety car snake is bunching. Okay, as we're going through this fully bunched now. So what do we know? The car behind Hamilton is that blue dot of Alex Albon in 11th position. Okay, 10th position is Sainz right at the back of the safety car snake. Now, all that happened was, due to the safety car, Albon pitted, Sainz stayed out on track. But now, from being ahead of Sainz, Albon is now almost a lap behind him. Let me just go back a second. So here, the order from race control for lapped cars to overtake, okay, will be given around about now, because when we chunk it forward, you'll see Albon's car move ahead of Hamilton's. So there you go. Okay, Hamilton is this dot here. There's 3 cars that have passed so far. Okay, and now we've got Perez and Russell having passed. Raikkonen, and then Kubica and Giovinazzi. Russell and Kubica are out of sync with the actual order because, again, they are 2 laps down rather than just the 1. So even other drivers had passed Kubica and Russell twice, not just the leaders. So now we've got Albon, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Perez, Russell, Raikkonen, Kubica, Giovinazzi. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars that have been released. If we look over here, what we knew is Albon in 11th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars released. Okay, we chunk that forward. We're now on the mandatory safety car lap because they were released last lap. This one is the lap that they are given with which to catch the back of this safety car snake. Okay, and racing can resume at the end of this lap, which means the safety car can be given the notification to pull into the pits, and then they go racing again. Okay, let's see if that happens. Well, clearly not. And the reason it's clearly not, they're all still bunching. Because if they were started to race again, you would see that cars be pulling away. And instead, what we're getting is this bunched up scenario. So what Masi has done there, Masi has given an additional lap for those lapped cars to fully catch the back of the pack. Okay? Russell and Kubica are in that running order because they've been lapped twice, okay? But every other competitor has been able to close up previous gaps, and the key being the battle for 10th and 11th at that moment that the safety car was deployed doesn't leave 11th a lap down on 10th, okay? That's what would have happened whilst all the other gaps bunched. So that is eliminated from play. So that is where your sporting fairness comes into it. Whilst Russell and Kubica are arguably in the way of these competitors here racing one another immediately, they are, and ideally they want to be out of the way of that. Okay, but what has happened to these competitors is the time differences have all bunched up. So they still have gained on those competitors that are in front. There's no longer the big time gaps that there previously may have been. So they've still received some benefit, okay? But the key is we've not received this totally disproportionate situation of some cars making gains and all bunching up to catch this competitor in front, whilst other cars, namely it would have been Albon in this situation, losing a lap on Sainz due to the deployment of the safety car. In this particular incident, it was a case of Albon pitted, Sainz didn't. And so that kind of reversed that situation, but still, one of those competitors pretty much gained a lap on the other due to the safety car, so releasing the lapped cars and giving them the time to make it all the way around made sure that that situation was neutralised. Okay, that is what Masi did. He did it for the reason I'm describing. Okay, it wasn't to get them out of the way, because if he wanted to just get them out of the way, he wouldn't give them that additional lap of going round behind the safety car to ensure that they caught the back of the pack. It is entirely about sporting fairness. And now they go racing again. Okay? So now that they go racing, you'll see what happens to these gaps. Okay, as we go around the track, these gaps will start to extend again now. The leaders will start pulling off, and the back markers will start falling away. And that's what happens as the race. See, it's all starts spreading out now. So that was the decision-making process. This is what the FIA know. There are at least 10 people in FIA Race Control. They've seen this. I'll detail the exact number of occasions since 2012. That's going to be on the Safety Car for Dummies series. Still got 10 more of these to do, explaining each of these incidents that Masi did and what he was doing with his decision making. Thanks for your time. Look out for the next one.